Stephanie, and I'm here to do another Four of a Kind video. I'm continuing on with like the 4 books from every state. It is quite a project, let me tell you. But I'm here for the second installment of that, where I talk about 4 books that are set in Ohio. So some things about Ohio. Ohio is in the American Midwest, and personally, my relationship with Ohio is really seated in the rivalry between the college football teams, the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the University of Michigan Wolverines. This was a rivalry that I married into and was really completely unaware of before then because I lived on the West Coast and just did not care about this at all. But my husband would want you to know where we stand. I did have to say. So there is a huge rivalry between Ohio and Michigan, but despite what my husband says, there are some cool things about Ohio. So there's a couple big cities there. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there. The Cedar Point Amusement Park is there. There are some cool things about Ohio. But I'm here today to talk about 4 books that take place in the state of Ohio. So the first book I wanted to talk about is probably the most well-known, and that is Toni Morrison's Beloved. The Ohio setting plays into this because it is about Seth, who is a former slave who escaped the Sweet Home Plantation in Kentucky by running away to Ohio, and the book takes place, 18 years after she escaped in Ohio in her cabin, which she calls 124. And the premise of the story is that her home is haunted by her dead baby. And not only is she literally haunted by this dead baby, but she is also haunted by everything that she went through as a slave, and it basically haunts and affects everyone in her life. There is so much more to this book, but that's the simple version. I read this book last year. It absolutely blew me away. It was so beautifully written. There were some very difficult scenes where there were flashbacks to when she was a slave that were just very difficult to read, very difficult to imagine that things like that ever happened. So yeah, it's a very necessary book. This is just a beautiful and heartbreaking American story. So this is my first Ohio book. The second book I wanted to talk about, I finished very recently and absolutely adored. It was Winesburg, Ohio by Sherwood. This is one of those books that I talked about that is a narrative story, but it's kind of told in these little vignettes or little short stories. And it's about the fictional town of Winesburg, Ohio. The only thing we know is that it takes place after the Civil War, so it could be like late 19th century, early 20th century. Each story is from the perspective of a different citizen of Winesburg, Ohio, though there is like a character in the background that we do see kind of come of age and grow up as the story goes on. And I loved this book. It was absolutely beautiful to hear all of these people's stories that they had to tell. A lot of them were absolutely heartbreaking. A lot of them were about unfulfilled dreams or unspoken desires and keeping things inside. And I felt like overall the novel kind of had this feeling of loneliness, which I think people tend to associate more with like big city novels, like being in this big city where no one really cares about you, and this was in a small town. So I found that was really different, that even in a setting where it's supposedly very close-knit and everyone knows your business and everyone knows your name, you can still feel this overwhelming sense of loneliness. So I loved it. So beautifully written. I definitely suggest you check that book out if you haven't. The third book I wanted to talk about is Celeste Ng's Everything I Never Told You. This book was everywhere 2 years ago, but I read it before I was on BookTube, or really discovered BookTube, so I wasn't like super hyped up about it. So I really enjoyed this book, just not having any hype about it. But this book is about a biracial, Chinese American family living in Ohio in the 1970s, and their daughter Lydia has died. That's not a spoiler. The first sentence is Lydia is dead, and they do not know this yet. That being said, this book is not a mystery. At the end, you do find out what happened to Lydia, but this book is definitely more of a family drama, just a real close-up at like the fractures and cracks in this family. It takes place in the 1970s, so both of the parents grew up closer to the 50s, and were dealing with a lot of the obstacles they had to face and dreams that the parents were not able to realize themselves, whether it be because of gender or because of race, and how that turns into them pushing their children to fulfill the dreams that they didn't get to pursue. and the pressure that the children have of, you know, not only growing up in this more progressive time where they are able to do more, but also being second generation immigrants, and just all the dreams and pressure that they have put upon them, and the miscommunication with everyone. So it's just a really in-depth portrait of this dysfunctional family. I absolutely loved this. You know how I feel about dysfunctional family stories. So if the hype hasn't turned you away, I recommend picking it up for that. And the last book I wanted to talk about is a little more of a fun story. All these are kind of dark. So the last one is a little more light, and that is Eligible by Curtis Sittenfeld. This was a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice, where the Bennets live in Cincinnati, and Mr. Darcy and Chip Bingley are, you know, new surgeons at Cincinnati Hospital. I loved the modern elements of it. In this story, Chip Bingley basically was the Bachelor, but in this case, the show was called Eligible, and he didn't pick either of the final two contestants. And it's really interesting. And so it's funny when Chip Bingley's sister comes to visit, you know, she snubs her nose at the Bennets and kind of says a punchline like, really, you think you're someone, like, you're the upper class of Cincinnati. Okay, calm down. Lizzie Bennet's character in this story gets very defensive about being from Ohio and being looked down on for being from the Midwest and not being from like a huge city like Chicago or New York. And she does have some rants about how awesome Ohio and especially Cincinnati is. So if you are from Ohio and you love Pride and Prejudice, you should pick that up because it's a delight. So anyway, guys, those are my 4 picks for books that are set in the state of Ohio. Do you have any other books you like that are set in Ohio? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!